All right, all right, all right. Welcome back to Sunshine State Broadcasting, SSBJax.com. We're on your dial. We're here for the mayhem on Main Street. At this point in time, if I sound like I'm shouting, it's because maybe I am. It's loud in here, Latroy.
Hey, it's definitely loud in here for sure. So I was wondering myself. It's like I can hear you, but I can't hear you. So
Yeah.
we're gonna make it work every day. That's a NorthWest Classic Part 2 on day 1. Reigns Ribault.
And this is the big one.
I tell you what, I gotta love the flair. You know, I love Coach Showers is my guy, man. He and I go way back. But I mean, do you see the Christmas sweaters
Oh yeah.
that the coaching staff has
Oh
on?
yeah. Oh yeah.
You gotta zoom in on that at some point in time, man. But that's just flair, man. You gotta. Not everybody has that.
Yeah, you gotta have some style to your game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some swag.
But I tell you what, this game here also is a tale of two transfers, right? So you have Reigns High School, you have the transfer of Amari Walton from First Coast High School over to Reigns, and then you have Ian Buford, who's transferred from Reigns over to Ribault.
And Buford has been one of those players for Ribault. He's expected to bring it. A good three-point shooter. It does well in the paint. A couple of games we've seen him like last week where he wasn't up to par, but we know he can.
Well, I tell you what, he had a tough first half the last game we saw him, but then he turned it on the second half, you know.
Right.
So, but it has to be something to him coming from Reigns, coming over to Ribault, and getting a chance to play them in the first round of NorthWest Classic. And Ian is one of those guys that has lived this and has played in this before.
And that should make for an exciting game, a wonderful game. The last time we saw Ribault in an exciting game was against Jackson, pushed them all the way to overtime, which you didn't want, but I called, and Jackson only won by 1 point.
Well, listen, I tell you what, because of the game that we had first game, running clock and everything, if this one goes to overtime, hey, it just adds more excitement.
It does. And like you said, this is a NorthWest Classic. This is what you expect.
Yes, absolutely. And this is what I brought Sunshine State Broadcasting here for. It's for this right here, this excitement. Gym full.
Yes, sir. It's loud, it's noisy.
The second game of the evening featuring the Ribault Trojans and the Reigns Vikings.
And it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
Number 1, Gavin Yeoman.
The Trojans versus the Vikings.
Number 3, Josiah Jones.
Starting lineup here.
Number 5, Amari Walter. Number 4, TJ Cole. And number 13, Jaden Bailey.
That's what I'm talking about. Ribault have entry music in somebody else's gym.
And now, your first, your Ribault Trojans.
All right, we got a little intro delay.
Number 0,
Yep.
Bernard Wilson.
Well, we do know Ribault, they do have their own intro music.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Brandon Latroy. Number 10, Roger.
I want to say thanks to you for watching Sunshine State Broadcasting. Thanks to First Baptist Church of Orange Park for sponsoring.
Say what, packed house, and they're still coming in.
They're still coming in.
Zion Hall.
There's hardly an empty seat in the gym right now.
Yep. For the national contest, representing the of basketball officials.
All right, for your starting lineups, you got Ribault, 0, Wilson, 1, McCoy, 3, Buford, 10, Roderick Love, 24, Zion Hall. For Reigns, we have Gavin Yeomans, Josiah Jones, Tim Cole, Amari Walton, the big guy in the middle, and Jalen Bailey.
And of course, this is the first game that we're doing with Reigns this season.
First one for Reigns, yes.
Yep. We've captured Jackson, we've captured Ribault, and we've captured First Coast. Now it's Reigns' turn.
Now it is Reigns' turn. Yes, we've been doing a good job with Ribault and definitely following Jackson.
Yep. And then we had first goals at the Knights Given Classic over there at Oakleaf.
Yes. Great time out there in Clay County.
Yes, sir, as always.
Uh-oh, we start off with a technical foul on Reigns. I saw them dunking, so one of the referees called it. All right, number 10, Roderick Love at the free throw line. Makes the first and makes the second.
Nice and clean, all net.
All net. I tell you what, though, for as tough as this game is going to be, those 2 points could come to hurt Reigns later on.
Yep.
All right, here we go. All right, Love gets the start at the top. Looks to try to figure out what exactly is going on. Got a 2-3 zone. Happens stolen really quickly by Reigns. Finds his guy inside. Looks to go to the basket. No call from the official. Not going to say missed layup. Not going to say blocked. All right, Zion Hall pulls up for 12. Count it for 2. Zion was another one who had a rough game as well, so I think he looks to come in aggressive.
Yep.
All right, Ribault into a full court man-to-man.
Well, we do know that
probably going to be a run and jump.
We do not know that Ribault. They love the rivalry games, man.
Oh, absolutely. This is what they live for right here.
Yep.
And their coach. I mean, his thing is to be the king of the north side all the time.
Yes, sir.
Roderick Love, great defense. Calls a turnover. Number 4, Tim Cole. All right, 7 minutes, 12 seconds on the clock. Remember, we are playing with a shot clock this game. So no closely guarded 5 seconds. All right, number 0, Wilson for 3. Perfect start for Ribault. Not so perfect start for Reigns. Ribault turns up the defense. Number 3 kicks it out to number 1. Yeomans kicks it over to the side for 3. Right back at you. Reigns on the board with 3.
It's on.
Call that Tim Cole. Right, Love up top, still surveying. 14 seconds. Got Hall from 12-foot area. Count it again. Rolls in for 2.
Still early days, but he's off to a hot start.
I tell you what, Yeomans versus McCoy up top is going to be a big-time move there. All right, we got Reigns, number 0. Jones to the basket. Nice, easy layup. Reigns won't go anywhere. They're going to be here. All right, McCoy turns the ball over again at the free throw line. Almost stolen by Ribault. Out of bounds, Reigns, baseline side. Number 12, Jamal Carr comes in for Reigns. 5 minutes, 47 seconds on the clock.
Attention basketball fans, we are officially at capacity. We ask that you make room for your Ribault, Reigns.
All right, the announcer announces that the doors are now closed. We are at capacity.
At capacity.
Full house for the NorthWest Classic, day 1.
Just like we expected.
All right, Yeomans up top. Calls out the play. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Yeomans goes to the basket. Contested by Hall. Nothing happening. Rebound Reigns. And he gets the roll for number 12, Jamal Carr. Just checked in the game.
Nice persistent play there by Reigns. Ensuring they left that position with something.
All right, Reigns comes out in a 2-2-1 half-court trap. Foul called on number 10, Love for Ribault. Reigns switched it up real quick. Went to a half-court trap, called the turnover. All right, Jones up top versus Wilson. Ball goes into the big man, Amari Walton. All right, shot from the corner for Yeomans. Nothing happening. McCoy, quick outlet. to Love with the layup for 2. All right, Yeomans looks to the basket again. It goes strong. Finish with 2. All right, 2-1 half-court trap once again. Ribault seems to be a little bit more aware of it now. Quick corner shot. Hall goes hard to the basket, to the big man. Gets the foul on Amari and finishes for 2.
Yeah, Hall he's into this one.
And I tell you what, with that,
it.
yes, sir, with that body too, when he got up there, it wasn't no denying him.
Yep.
One of the things I talked to Walton a lot about, he waits for the guy to get to him instead of attacking the guy before he gets in the air. All right, Hall, free the line, shooting 1, 3 the hard way. Gets the roll. All right, Ribault nursing a 5-point lead. Full court man-to-man. Reigns is Jones versus Zero Wilson. Looks to go all the way to the basket. Left hand layup, nothing. Hall clears. He has guys up front. Goes to McCoy. McCoy with a step through. Nothing happened. Mari Walton on a high rebound. All right, Mari gets across the timeline. Goes over to number 4, Cole. No going free throw. All right, Ribault on attack once again. Roger Love up top. Steps in the end. No good on the 3. All right, Jones up top. Cole looks in at McCoy and throws up a 3. Air ball. Hall gets the rebound. Or a loose ball, that is. All right, Ian Buford up top. Quick pass to the corner. Back to Roderick Love for the 3. Hezzy fake. Floater. Count it. 2. As a coach, you like to see that right there. He had a 3-pointer, but chose a higher percentage shot.
Yep. I like the flow of the game so far.
Hey, listen, I love the flow of the game.
Of course, Ribault having the better of it, as the scoreboard will tell you. But Reigns, like you said, they're going nowhere.
Yeah, and I think I don't see a system being ran. I only see a bunch of one-on-one basketball right now. And I tell you what, we saw this a while ago that a system can make Ribault kind of uncomfortable if you got a good system.
Right.
All right, we got some new subs in. Number 12, Dortch checks in for Ribault. At number 32, Eric Hayes comes in for Reigns. All right, full court man-to-man, Ribault. Lead back up a little bit. All right, Roger Love puts the pressure over on Yeomans. All right, Jones up top, trying to see what's going on. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Calls out for a play. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Yeomans looks to be aggressive, pulls up, and rims out on him. Dortch with the rebound. All right, Hall lines up a 3. No good. Cole on the rebound. Has guys ahead. Pushes up. Hayes steps out of bounds or was pushed. Hayes pushed out of bounds by Hall. All right, 2 minutes, 15 seconds in the quarter. All right, McCoy comes back and Simmons is back in the game. All right, we have a uniform issue with Reigns players. They're going to send him out. He came in with his designer T-shirt on underneath his uniform.
Official said no.
No haps. Has to be a solid shirt.
Sends him all the way to the locker room.
Yeah, there was a indecency type situation. He's getting ready to unclothe out here with all these people. So, referee right on the spot. All right, Reigns takes the ball out of bounds underneath. Full shot clock, 35 seconds. Ball tipped and saved by Reigns. 2 minutes, 12 seconds on the clock. All right, run a jump back door to Yeomans. Got lucky, no foul on Hill, on Hall. All right, kicked out of bounds by Reigns. Ribault ball. Got to be impressed with the referees. I think they're doing a good job of calling, yet allowing them to play at the same time.
Right. Yeah, gotta strike that balance.
All right, Reigns back into a half-court man-to-man. All right, number 3, Buford goes hard to the basket, gets fouled. All right, Maury Walton with his second foul.
His first. Team third.
All right, Buford at free throw line shooting 2. Front of the rim. All right, Zion Hall gets checked in, out. Keith Stafford takes his place.
That's Amari's second.
All right, Buford to shoot the second shot. Same results. Front of the rim. Reigns clears. Falls out to Hayes. 1 minute, 42 seconds on the game clock. Run a jump. Hayes turns it over. But Reigns still maintains. Jones in the corner. Looks to want to shoot. Wants to survey. Muscles his way in, but is fouled by Simmons.
And Coach Showers is not happy.
No, he felt like they should have had that steal.
Yeah.
More so just go ahead and snatch the ball and grab it rather than playing with it. All right, up top. Yeomans, 32 seconds on the shot clock. 1 minute, 24 seconds, game clock. And McCoy Yeomans matchup up top. It's going to be tough. Hayes on the screen. Yeomans still looks to go. Comes back to Hayes for a long three-pointer, and they're going to get the foul. I think it was a two-pointer, though. No, referee says 3.
SSB at the NorthWest Classic. A packed gym here on Main Street. The Mayhem.
All right, I wasn't going to correct the official. I'm glad his partner came over and told him. It was a two-pointer. All right, 2 shots. He makes the first one. All right, Zion Hall checks back in the game.
Buford sits. He's definitely one player they're going to need in the stretch.
Oh, most definitely. All right, Hayes gets the roll. Jemion Wills checks in for Ribault. Takes out Dortch. All right, it's back to a 5-point lead for Ribault. All right, McCoy looks at the 3, doesn't shoot it. Kicks the ball back out to Simmons. Zion Hall with it. All right, ball goes inside to Colton Stafford. Looks like flips the shot. Count it for 2.
Strong on the inside.
Yes, big body.
Yeah.
All right, Ezekiel Mazier with the ball. Looks to cup it and go to the baseline and gets fouled. All right, Stafford with his second foul.
His first team penalty.
Sorry, take that back. Announcer says it's only his first. All right, 36.5 seconds on the game clock. All right, Zeke at the free throw line. Shooting 2. Makes the first.
All net.
All net. All right, Tim Cole checks back in for Reigns. Takes out Jay Jones. All right, Zeke completes the 2. All right, Reigns out in full court man-to-man. I'm sorry, full court zone press. 1-2-2. And he almost had the turnover. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Reigns. 22 seconds on the shot clock.
Out of bounds. Possession Trojan.
All right, McCoy to inbound. All right, ball comes into Wills. 18 seconds. Well, they turn the shot clock off. I'm not sure why, but 3-point shot, no good. Yeomans clears. They have 6 seconds on the clock. Zeke has the ball up top. Looks to find something. Hayes throws up a haymaker. Nothing doing. So our in the first quarter, Reigns 13, Ribault 18. Looks like it's going to be a good one.
And you know what? It's kind of surprising that that's all we see, because it did look a little bit more busier in the first half of the quarter.
It did. Kind of started a furious pace. It didn't. A lot of missed layups, things of that nature, and just free throws. Slowed down by some fouls as well.
Indeed. All right, let's take a quick word from our sponsor, First Baptist Church of Orange Park.
First Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
All right, as we return in the second quarter, Reigns controls the ball up top with Jones, number 3. Pass the ball off to Zeke. The big guy's back on the court even with his 2 fouls, but stolen by Hall. We see a little showtime here. That's what Ribault has been looking for. A little highlight. All right, no going for Reigns as he goes to the basket. It's Jones. Ribault looks to push once again. Ball's kicked out to McCoy. He attacks. Goes into the big guy with the floater. Right on top of Amari Walden. Up, stolen once again. They look to go. I got Ian Buford. Looks to go to the basket. And you're going to have a charge here by Buford. Yeoman stepped in, used the body.
His first, team first. Substitution for the Vikings.
All right, once again, we had a towel break here at NorthWest Classic Part 2, Day 1. All right, Reigns look to inbounds. Ball comes into Jones. Up top with the Wilson-Jones matchup. Full court. All right, Jones calls for the screen. Look to attack. Nothing doing, no call. Turnover, Reigns. All right, sub.
Substitution for the Vikings.
Zeke Messer comes back in for Mr. Jones. All right, Reigns, 2-2-1, full court trap. Ball's kicked up to Ian Buford. No issues. Step through. Pass off. And we get a foul. Foul number 0. Gillis Mezer. All right, McCoy to the free throw line, shooting 2. Got it. Count the first one. All right, Ribault has pushed that lead up to 10 points now. All right, get the second one. It's good. All right, Ribault stays in there full court man-to-man. I think we had a shot clock situation there. I'm sorry, not a shot clock. Got stuff on the court.
Possession.
All right, ball tipped, but still controlled by Reigns. Tim Cole. All right, Yeoman's up top, shake and bake. Looks to get to the basket, and he does. Nice athletic move for 2.
A good response there because Ribault has been having the better of the exchanges so far.
They do not. All right, Ian Buford with the ball. Still probing. Looks to go back door. Nothing happened. All right, we're inside to Love at the free throw line. Pull up. Bounced. All right, ball controlled by Mr. Davis. Double D. Gets the ball to the point guard, Yeomans. All right, 24 seconds on the shot clock. Yeomans pulls up for a deep 3 off the glass. 4-3. Sometimes it's better be lucky than good.
Oh, yeah. This just happens to be one of them times.
All right, Buford looks the attack. Kicks the ball out to Wilson. Wilson goes in quickly. He has Hall over to Love. Step up, layup, nothing. Range, still pushing. Hall has a guy up front. It's Tim Coles. Blocked. We're going to get knocked out of bounds, I believe, on Ribault. Range underneath. I tell you what, I know we're just getting to the shot clock age, but that's the situation where the shot clock should not have reset because it was blocked off the glass, so it never hit the rim. But hey, Reigns, wholesale substitutions. All right, Yeoman's up top, controls. Gets to make a move. Long three-pointer on the front of the rim. It's going to be a foot race forward. Yeoman's wins that battle. All right, Gillis for 3. Offensive rebound, no good. McCoy gets stripped by Tim Coles. Everybody's on the ground. Ball goes back to McCoy, still can't control it. Crowd getting into it. Wilson slows his team down, then throws the ball away. It was interesting. He called his team down and then did something really out of character. All right, timeout. Reigns wants to talk to his team a little bit. I know Coach Showers is enjoying this timeout because now he gets to do the same thing with his team.
Right. And we need to look out to see if he's going to grab the mop.
Not yet. No mop time.
Gotta love Coach Showers.
All right, quick timeout break. All right, as we return from the timeout, you can tell, boys, rocking in here. DJ is doing his thing. Standing room only.
Full to capacity.
Full to capacity. All right, Reigns brings it down. Number 2, Deshaun Simpson. Gets the ball back to the playmaker. Yeomans look to make something happen. Having a hard time against Buford. And loses it. Knocked out of his hand. Ball stays. 21 seconds on the shot clock. 4 minutes and 30 for the game.
He loses the handle.
All right, ball up top to Jones. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Jones. Looks to do something against Simmons. Pulls up at the free throw line. No good. Blocked by McCoy. Still fighting off his rebound and gets the roll. Number 12, Jamal Carr. Now just a 4-point lead for Ribault. McCoy attacks. Gets to the basket, no good. But Zion Hall is there to clean up. A quick pass to McCoy for the finish inside.
And you know, momentum is definitely with the Ribault, but the scoreboard says Reigns is right in there.
I tell you what, you're right. Momentum is with Ribault, but it's not a whole lot of momentum.
Right.
All right, ball almost stolen by Buford. They both get on the ground again. Picked up by Reigns. Jones is fouled by McCoy, pushed on the sideline. All right, 3 minutes, 29 seconds. Reigns coach takes a chance, putting his big guy back out, Amari Walton, on offense with his 2 fouls.
And I'm sure with clear instructions, do not foul.
What's that?
I'm sure he has gotten clear instructions. Do not foul.
Yes, I'm quite sure he has, but it gets difficult when these guys keep attacking at you.
Yep.
All right, Jones up top calls for a play, being hounded by Rocky Love, and the hound pays off for him, and he fouls Love on the attempt. All right, Zeke for Reigns comes back, gives Yeomans his first break of the day.
He's actually put in a yeoman's effort so far.
Yeah, definitely. He needs to get a quick, rest, maybe 30, 45 seconds tops to get him right back in.
Yep.
Hope Ribault doesn't balloon his lead while he's on the bench. All right, Reigns out in the zone, 2-3 zone to try to protect the big guy. Roderick Love dictates what his team is doing against this zone. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Zion Hall at the 12-foot area and gets the roll. Zion is locked in. He's ready to go today.
Oh, he is. He's fired up.
All right, high pick and roll with the big guy, Amari Walton. Top of the key, Tim Cole throws up a 50-footer. No good. Corralled by Ribault, look to go up quickly. Simmons misses the layup. Ian Buford knocks it out of bounds. Should be Reigns' ball going down. Coach Showers immediately goes to the bench. I can tell you who's coming out of the game. All right, goes back with number 0, Arthur Wilson. But McCoy, rather than Simmons comes down, McCoy said, I need a break, and he walks on off.
Yep. And Buford himself is looking a little bit winded also.
Yes. But, those guys, they're not going to want to come out the game.
No, sir.
All right, Zeke is up top. All right, gets a screen. Now he has Simmons up on the island. He looks to spin moves taken from him by Wilson all by himself. Looks to finish with the sweeps. 2-point layup. 10 points. We talked about Yeoman's been on the bench and what would happen. All right, timeout. Reigns. 1 minute, 58 seconds in the second quarter. Reigns 20, Ribault 30.
And Reigns have gotten that league back into double figures.
And I tell you what, as Ribault makes this deep run, as they will do, it's really going to be up to those two little mosquitoes and gnats. So those two guards there, Mr. Wilson and Mr. Love, they seem to be everywhere, and there are defensive juggernauts out there. I mean, they're making everybody uncomfortable.
Indeed, indeed. And like we said before, one thing about Ribault, they're fired up for the rivalries. So
Definitely. They're not going to go back home and say they lost the Reigns in the NorthWest Classic. The consolation game, no one wants to play in that.
Nobody wants that.
All right, Ribault once again extends the defense to a full court man-to-man. Double teaming Yeomans on the out of bounds. All right, Jones has to come down with the matchup on Love, which Love seems to have the upper hand from time to time. He is harassing Mr. Jones, but he gets it out. Hayes looks at the attack, spin move, left hand, missing the layup, but gets the foul from Wilson.
That the foul.
Goes to the free throw line, shooting 2.
And you know, that is something I expect to see more from Reigns, because if you're not getting it in open court play, then you know what? Draw the fouls.
That's it, downhill basketball.
Yeah.
All right, Eric Hayes to the free throw line, shooting 2.
2 shots for the Vikings.
Count the first one.
Nice and clean.
Yeah, right now he's shooting 100% from the free throw line. He's 3 for 3.
Chance to make it an 8-point lead.
I guess I jinxed him, huh? All right, but Reigns gets the rebound and the finish. 4-2.
Nope. I guess that's better than one, eh?
And I tell you what, Yeomans attacked the glass, did not get the rebound, but he caused enough of a distraction for his teammate to get it.
Right.
All right, Reigns pushes out to a half-court man-to-man, deep, and turns the ball over Zion Hall. Reigns has numbers. Missed layup. Zion clears, kicks it out to Simmons, and they look to push. Simmons doesn't have anything. Not a bad decision. Buford goes to the basket, and he traveled. All right, Simpson for Reigns comes back. And Dortch for Ribault. All right, Simpson draws the point guard position now, and he has Simmons on him. Oh, ball goes to Yeomans for a wide open 3. Does not capitalize on it. Dortch gets the rebound, gets it to his teammate. Roderick Love looks to push. Ian Buford lines up a 3, no good, front of the rim. Hayes for Reigns, clears. All right, 36 seconds on the game clock, 29. All right, we have a carry, turnover, Reigns. Shot clock is off, 33.9 seconds. Reigns is quick to get his scores back in. Brandon McCoy, Zion Hall, both check back in. All right, Ribault hold on to a 7-point lead. 33.9 seconds and counting.
Yep, chance to close out the quarter strong.
Reigns is in the zone, 2-3. Worst case scenario, Ribault goes to the basket and pulls a foul on Amari. Hopefully he can get through this half with just those 2 fouls. 17 seconds. 12 seconds. All right, our ball almost turned over. All right, ball goes into Love, floater, no good. Mari clears. Yeomans has opportunity. No good. Shot does not count. Horn had it going off. All right, we're going to half. Reigns 23, Ribault 30. So see what happens in the second half.
Yeah, with a half completed, like you expected.
You know what? I thought it'd be a little higher scoring game, but Reigns has shown based on my Max Preps research is that they score some games and some games they cannot score. So this seems to be one of those games where they're not putting the ball in the basket. And as I watch the team, I'm only seeing one true scorer on Reigns basketball team, and that's Yeomans. They're not really utilizing the big guy at all.
Right. Well, the one good thing about Ribault is that they're staying
We got
consistent.
an altercation going on.
First Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
All right, the horn just went off for the end of the halftime. Get ready to go into the third quarter. Here, Andrew Jackson High School, Main Street, at the Northwest Classic, Part 2, Day 1, Reigns versus Ribault. Ribault holds on to a 7-point lead going into the halftime. Let's see what they're going to do when we come back.
I guess for them, it's just a matter of maintaining.
You know what? I would turn the heat up a little more. Actually, I would go out there, extend that pressure, make those little guards, Wilson, Love, Simmons, just have them just continue to push up and go as hard as they can. And then I would make it an onus, which coach did a very smart thing. I was about to say, go after the big guy, see if you can get that foul quick. But he kept him on the bench. He's not even going to start him.
And then if you were Reigns, what would your approach be?
Well, he's the one that really didn't need to worry about a whole lot. He's just saying, hey, so those shots, we got to make those. We also got to make those free throws, and we got to stop turning the ball over. And that's the other big thing.
Indeed. Well, all right. Second half about to get on the way. Had a good first half. Let's see what happens in this one. Again, Ribault in the ascendancy. The Reigns have their work cut out for them.
Here we go. SSB here at the Northwest Classic. Sunshine State Broadcasting. Possession arrow, Ribault. Love triggers. Let's look to run some offense coming right out of the half. And Buford misses the cut guy. Wilson has it on the baseline, drops it over to McCoy. Makes a nice strong move to the basket. Finish for 2.
Nice here to start the half.
It is. Ran the offense to the tee. And I think that would be the only kick I would say with Reigns is they don't seem to move as a cohesive unit. It's like 1 or 2 guys are doing something and the other 3 guys doing something else.
Got to be a team.
All right, 18 seconds on the shot clock. Looks at the 3 but does not take it. We got Tim Cole, gets in deep. Floater, 2.
Almost wasn't sure what to do there.
Said both teams seem to start off very well. All right, we got a backcourt there. There's not a whole lot that Love could do because Wilson just threw the ball out there. All right, Reigns ball. All right, ball goes into Eric Hayes and loads up a long 3-pointer. Nothing going. McCoy clears. Looks to push. Guard in transition. All right, Roger Love. Cuffs goes in, but he gets fouled quickly. Number 12, Jamal Carr.
Number 12.
All right, ball out of bounds underneath. Buford to take it in. All right, McCoy up top. Zion Hall with the ball, kind of checks things out, but pulls it back up top. 27 seconds on the shot clock. Hey, Buford probes, get to the basket, gets mugged with no call. All right, Reigns on the fast break. Once again, 2 mugs, no call, but they're letting them play. All right, Zion Hall. I know he's going to be aggressive right here. Gets bumped by Jones.
Just kind of made himself into a wall there.
All right, foul number 3 for Reigns. At his second foul. Maury Walton gets ready to check in.
The big guy.
Yeah, he was able to save 2 minutes, I guess. All right, 6 minutes, 17 seconds on the game clock. All right, Maury subbed out the wrong guy, so they got it correct now. Jamal Carr exits, heads to the bench. All right, inbound to Zion Hall. All right, Ian Buford. McCoy posts up. Buford goes baseline. Gets bumped. No call. Stolen by McCoy. Goes into Buford. Scrum. Reigns come out with it. Up quickly to Eric Hayes. Ball goes into the big guy. He tries to set his body up for the dunk, and he does. Maury Walton for 2 on the dunk. 5-point lead again for Ribault.
And again, that's the good thing about Reigns. They're keeping this one in check.
They stand close enough.
Yep.
All right, turnover again. Love gets a knock from behind. Ball's pushed up quick at alley-oop for the big guy. Stays low, gets his feet together, finishes.
Nice.
And that's the recipe for success right there. You got to get the big guy involved.
And now Reigns are fired up.
All right, Reigns on a quick 4-0 run. Brings it to just a 3-point lead for Ribault. Timeout, Ribault. We'll see you in a minute. All right, once again, Courtney, it's a slow scoring, kind of a low scoring affair here, but you really can't tell why. I mean, they're missing a lot of shots, they're not getting attempts. I mean, see a lot of turnovers. I do see that.
Well, there are turnovers, but again, it's a rivalry game. Very few things will be clear cut in a game like this.
Yeah, but even in a rivalry game, it doesn't have to be ugly.
It doesn't have to be, but you know, most times it ends up being because again, nobody wants to walk out of here with an L.
Yeah, and they kind of know each other anyway, you know.
Right.
All right, once again, Ribault tried to run some type of offense up top. Got some movement going. All right, Zion Hall goes back to Love with it. Dortch checks in the game. I got Wilson in the corner. Almost trapped. Zion's able to hold on to it. Ball stays. 7 seconds on the shot clock, though. 7 seconds.
You know, Ribault, they have to be careful here because Reigns have some momentum, and if it continues, then they might just tie this up, and then, you know, it's almost like starting from scratch again.
Yeah, and the thing, Ribault's getting caught in this offense thing, and they're trying to use clock, and it's like, you know what, let's just play basketball.
Right.
Zion Hall for 3. All right, goes up short and hits the out-of-bounds line. Reigns ball. 4 minutes, 49 seconds on the game clock. Ribault holds on to a 3-point lead.
And it also makes for a good contest because we really haven't seen Reigns go on any sort of a run, sustained run. So
not a sustained run. The big guy is calling for the ball. Yep. Did not see him. I think if Reigns wants to win this game, they got to go through the big guy. Got to give him the ball, get him touches.
That's why he's a big guy.
Yes, but he has to get touches.
Got to use him.
And big guy needs guards.
Oh, yeah.
All right, 10 seconds on the shot clock. All right, Eric Haynes, 6'5". I got a foul. All right, got 0. Mr. Wilson on the reach in. Foul. Eric Hayes goes to the free throw line, shooting 2. That's the other thing I keep seeing too is Ribault continues to bail them out on some bad plays.
Right.
All right, Eric Hayes, there he is. Makes those free throws.
Gotta take him. Only free if you take him.
Yeah, only free if you take him. That's it. You win and lose ball games at the free throw line.
Indeed. Especially close ones.
All right, Eric Hayes gets the roll. So now he is 5 for 6 from the free throw line this far today. Shooting a very, very good percentage. All right, once again, Ribault's in this offense. All right, McCoy said, hey, that's enough of this offense. Let me be aggressive in attack. Gets a foul on Mr. Yeomans for Reigns. Shooting 2. All right, 4 minutes and 2 seconds on the clock. This third quarter has been very slow. A lot of fouls called.
Indeed. But you know, that timeout that was called by Coach Shaw seemed to have worked because it definitely did slow Reigns some.
Well, yeah.
The run we're expecting didn't materialize, although they pulled within one.
I'm about to say, yeah, I mean, it slowed them down, but they did get to the basket, got the free throws. You know, they're only down 1 point now.
Yep.
But I like what McCoy did. McCoy said, all right, that's enough of this offense. Let me be aggressive, going hard to the basket, see if I can make something happen. Either I'll score or get to the free throw line.
Which is yet another chance to score.
All right, we go for one. Make the first. All right, Jerry on Wills checks in for Wilson. I'll tell you what, I was very impressed with Will's speed when he came in the game earlier. His speed is tremendous.
Yeah.
I am McCoy, caps off the second one.
Definitely athletic.
Eric Hayes gets slowed up by Zion. They look to shoot a three, nothing doing. Penetration kick. All right, T, go, nothing. All right, ball's kicked out. Wills for three. Back of the rim. Big guy Skies for the rebound. Reigns on the break. Eric Hayes pulls up for the three. No good, but they corral the rebound. Steps up to Yeomans. He wants to be aggressive, you can tell. Ball's kicked out. T. Cole goes to the basket. Got a foul. Once again, number 10. Roderick Love on the grab. 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the game clock.
And, you know, this is where Reigns want to ensure that they cut down on the turnovers.
Definitely.
And the empty possessions. Make them count.
And you talk about the momentum, and Reigns definitely has momentum now. All right, ball poked by Mr. Dortch from Yeomans. I tell you what, referees may want to get a hold of this one. Starting to get a little chippy. All right, ball goes up top. 27 seconds on the shot clock. All right, Eric Hayes, let's turn the corner. Gets fouled from behind. Number 12, Dortch. All right, guess who's back at the free throw line? Yep. Eric Hayes, shooting two.
Chance now to pull it back within two.
All right, get the first one. Got the roll. All right, Ian Buford checks back in.
You know what? Gravity favors the brave.
We talked about momentum. Definitely, Reigns has momentum, and I think it's because they're being more aggressive on offense, where Ribault kind of got into this lull where they're trying to run this offense. Right. And they're a downhill team. All right, Hayes again. 7 for 8 from free throw line. All right, now back to a 1 point lead. Ribault with the ball. All right, Reigns, it has a 1-2. I can't tell what kind of defense they're in. It's some kind of amoeba style that mimics the offense. All right, Wills gets himself in trouble. Zion Hall looks to make something happen. Nothing there. Simpson with the rebound. All right, we got a travel right here by Eric Hayes. Reigns turnover. Ball goes to Ribault.
Turned around and found a wall in front of him.
All right, Gillis Marrier comes in the game. Al McCoy inbounds. 2 minutes, 32 seconds on the clock. All right, we're going to have an offensive foul there. Great job by Yeoman stepping in front of that penetration. McCoy seemed to be head down, head forward.
And you know what? You're right. It now feels like a pedestrian game this third quarter.
All right, this is a momentum shot right here. Oh, could have changed everything. All right. Yeomans with the three, no good. The big guy, Walton, on the rebound. It was knocked out of his hands by Zion Hall. All right, brand new shot clock. All right, Yeomans gets to the basket again, kicks it out to Jones for 3. And Ribault is able to control it. Fast break McCoy. Kicks over the wheels. Looks the attack. No call. Big guy corrals rebound, but standing on the out of bounds line. All right, Buford has the ball tipped by Walton. Steal, Raines. T. Cole, let's go to the basket. Blocked by Hall, tripped by Raines. That's the 14th foul, no free throw shots. All right, Gillis returns to the game. Takes out Tim Cole. Wilson returns for Ribault, and Simmons comes in for Love and Wills. All right, we talk about momentum. Ribault has none of it right now, but they are still leading.
Still leading.
And turn the ball over. Gillis, Verrier, Simpson on the break. Goes up against Zion Hall. It looked like he got up on the ladder and just waited for him.
Yep.
Great block. All right, ball out of bounds. Raines. All right, Stafford comes in for Zion Hall. Gets a chance to take a break after the great block.
So I tell you what, none of these teams right now have a scoring momentum. But I give it to Ribault for having things going their way.
Yeah, like both teams are fighting for an identity right now.
There you go, yep. Another empty possession for Raines.
Yep, missed shot. We talk about scoring and how they're not scoring. That's more so right there. Just a lot of missed shots.
Right.
And we talked about going for the big guy. He has not touched the ball in over 3 minutes. All right, 20 seconds on the shot clock. 1 minute, 6 seconds on the game. Hey, Wilson calls. Buford lines up a 3, and it's blocked. Buford hits the ball on the out of bounds lines. Turnover still. And that's a classic sign of Ian Buford has a very awkward looking shot and it comes out very flat and low. Yep. So it's easy to block that one. All right, Zion Hall returns for Buford. 55 seconds on the game clock. 1 point lead, Ribault. All right, Simpson turns the corner, but stolen by Stafford. McCoy on the run. Goes up high, and Walton comes down with the rebound. Knocked out of his hands by Zion Hall. Still Raines ball. 35 seconds on the shot on the game clock. 35.8.
That's what I'm talking about. No scoring either end.
All right, Brandon McCoy stays down. I believe he's cramping. Ian Buford comes in for McCoy. Now that's something to watch for the fourth quarter. Brandon McCoy cramping.
Yep.
And they're going to need him in the stretch. All right, Jones brings the ball across the half-court line. Ribault in a 1-2-2 half-court zone. 22 seconds on the shot clock.
Would be refreshing if somebody would score here.
They need it. Yeoman's long, hard shot. All right, loose ball is corralled by Raines.
Oh.
All right, 9.3 seconds and it's Raines ball. No shot clock.
So the game has gotten scrappy.
It definitely has gotten
Very
turned into a really
scrappy.
scrappy game and kind of wild, out of control.
I think both teams has lost the handle.
Yeah, we try to get through these 9 seconds here, and hopefully both coaches can talk to them at the break.
Yep.
All right, once again, 9.3 on the game clock. Any foul from here on is a double bonus. Simpson looks to inbounds. Ball goes into Yeomans. Yeomans looks to be aggressive, throws to the big guy. Nothing doing, stolen by Zion with 1 second left. And there's the quarter.
And for some reason, I think both coaches will be very happy that that quarter has ended, because there was really nothing happening.
Yeah, definitely.
Nothing productive happening in the quarter.
Pretty ugly quarter there, you know, and I know coach a little disappointed. He drew up a little play for the big guy, and big guy got the basketball, but got nothing out of it.
Nothing out of it, yep.
But we move on to the fourth quarter and see who takes on Jackson tomorrow in the championship.
And I'm sure Jackson, you can see them looking on, and they'll be licking their chops here, because if any of these teams come out like this against them tomorrow, it's going to be easy pickings.
I tell you what, taking nothing from first coach, but it really didn't give Jackson any kind of challenge.
Right.
And he was able to rest a lot of his starters and his key players. So that tells you that whichever team wins this game,
Yeah,
they got their match head out for them tomorrow.
Yeah, indeed.
And the crazy part is I'm still trying to figure out the tone of the game, because I don't see that Reigns is a better team than Ribault, but I don't see that Ribault is playing better than Reigns right now. You know, a lot of missed shots, get free throws.
Right.
Just like I said, it's just a scrappy game. You know, it does feel like a cross the road game. You know, we just know each other so much, and we played each other so much, and just kind of already know what everybody's going to do.
Right. Which is very disappointing, because if I know you that well, I should be able to scheme against you.
You would think.
You would think. Yep.
All right, Reigns. Possession has the ball coming in. 30 seconds on the shot clock now. Ribault once again still in that zone. Yeomans has the ball up top. 20 seconds. Stolen out the air by McCoy all by himself. Finishes with easy layup, 4-2.
That felt like he almost just gave him here.
I tell you what,
He was right in front of you.
It's amazing what a different defense will do to you sometimes.
Yeah. He was right in front of him.
Right, and they're in a zone, and the big guy, he finally decided to ask for the basketball, because he has to become a part of this in the zone.
But I mean, how long have you been saying that?
All right, Simpson lines up the three. Yeoman gets the offensive rebound, goes strong to finish, and he does. 4-2. I like this young man. His athleticism is something to be talked about.
Yeah, he really looks good on the ball.
I can definitely see him playing at the next level. All right, ball in the corner goes to Wilson. Back up top. Inside the 12-foot area. Zion decides to go all the way to the basket. Blocked that control by the big guy, but fouled. Number 5, Mario Walton picks up a foul. He was able to make it through the whole third quarter without picking one, so that's just his third. All right, Zion Hall goes to the free throw line. Normally a pretty good free throw shooter. Help extend this lead.
And his team needs these.
They need them bad. There it is, and the rim is not friendly to Zion Hall. All right, Timothy Cole comes back in for Gillis Merrier. All right, second free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Blank trip at the free throw line for Zion Hall. Still just a 1-point lead.
And still we stay scrappy and sloppy.
All right, Jones sets up three. But once again, Yeoman's there for the offensive rebound. Jones in the corner again, lines it up. Still no good. Ian Buford pulls the rebound. Mr. Wilson with a host of Reigns players around him. Gets the ball up. Ian has McCoy on the baseline. Looks to go and be athletic inside. Gets the contact from Yeomans. Goes to the free throw line. Shoot 2.
Number 1. This second, 8 seconds. At the line for the Trojans, number 1, Brandon Ribault.
All right, first free throw good.
And he knows the importance of these. You can see the concentration.
Absolutely. It's going to come to that line as these next 6 minutes go through. They're going to have to make some free throws.
Yes, sir.
All right, tough second shot. Doesn't go. Mari Walton with the rebound. All right, Ribault extends the defense out. Almost a steal again. Jones gets it over the Yeomans, cross the line. Barely made it past the 10-second clock. All right, goes inside to Simpson. Nice curl, but blocked by Wilson. Quickly to Tim Cole. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Jones lines up, goes into the big guy. 10 seconds on the shot clock. He looks to power through. Nothing doing. No good for the big guy inside. Wilson clears the rebound. Ribault looks to push. Need to go transition quickly. Ian Buford holds it up. 26 seconds on the shot clock. Not exactly sure why they're slowing down. They need to be going fast. Downhill, extend this lead.
Again, you know, sometimes when it's just not clicking, it's just not clicking.
Right, that's why you got to go back to doing what you do best, and that's downhill basketball. Ball kicks over to Wilson for the 3. No good. Rebound, Tim Cole pushes it up to the athletic Yeomans, and I know it's going all the way to the basket. Blocked, but now fouled by Zion Hall. Classic case of the follow-through will always get you the foul. All right, Gavin Yeomans to the free throw line, shooting 2. 4 minutes and 56 seconds on the game clock.
You know, I get the feeling as soon as it hits about 2 minutes, the game is going to get frantic.
I can see that. Tell you what, though, if Ribault doesn't wake up, Reigns is going to go on a run.
Yep.
All right, Gavin goes to free throw line, looks to tie this thing up. All right, brand new ball game. 37-37.
And if ever they counted, every position will count now.
Every possession. Along with those free throws that we keep talking about.
Yes, sir.
All right, once again, Reigns is in this amoeba-type defense. It kind of matches up with whatever the offense is doing. Looks like a 2-3, then it looks like a 1-3-1. Quick layup by McCoy. Athletic play needs to be done more often. 2-point lead once again by Ribault.
Now I'm interested to see the Reigns response here.
All right, the coach put the ball in Simpson's hands so he can try to find Yeomans inside the middle. And there it is. All right, got a foul once again on Zion. A lot of reaching in that he's doing instead of stepping in front and just playing solid defense. All right, Gavin Yeomans back to the free throw line, shooting 2. Looks to tie the game up once again. 4 minutes, 8 seconds on the clock.
And you get the feeling if they're going to win it, Reigns, they're going to win from the free throw line.
I can see that. Gets the roll.
Again.
And I tell you what, he's not the person that Ribault wants to see at the free throw line. His shots look real confident, shoots him in stride.
Yep.
Definitely has a high percentage chance of making them. All right, doesn't get that roll. Zion clears. Gets the ball up to McCoy.
Who slows it down as always.
All right, at free throw line, Zion Hall. Looks to get the screen. Backdoor cut. Zion inside with the floater. Nothing happening. Great rebound by Tim Cole. Ball goes to the playmaker. He wants to be aggressive again. And we have a block on Zion. That would be his 4th. And look who's at the free throw line.
Yep.
Team 30. Two shots for the Vikings.
There's a discrepancy because Gavin Yeomans clearly passed the ball after the foul, but the referees are putting him at the free throw line to shoot too.
And Ribault is not liking it.
They're not liking it for a couple reasons. The first one is Zion Hall picks up his 4th foul in a very, very key game.
Well,
all right, Gavin now is going cold at the free throw line. Misses last 2.
The second one didn't hold through on that shot.
All right, Colton Stafford comes in the game, replaces Zion Hall with those 4 fouls. All right, Yeoman looks to tie the game up and does.
There he goes.
All right, 39-39 once again. We tied up. 3 minutes, 35 seconds on the game clock.
And this time you won't have to ask me. I won't say it.
All right, Ribault once again looks to slow it down. All right, Ian Buford, McCoy looks to go again. Tomahawk blocked by the big guy, Amari Walton. Shot clock reset and probably should not have. All right, referee calls Ribault ball. 31 seconds on the shot clock. 3 minutes, 13 seconds on the game clock. Tie score.
You know, one of these players is going to have to be the hero for his team.
Agreed. McCoy on the baseline. Still fighting with the big guy, nothing there. Got the foul, just on who? I think they're going to give it to the big guy. Amari Walton picks up the foul. McCoy goes to the free throw line, shooting 2. Now Reigns has their own foul trouble. Amari Walton picks up his 4th. 2 minutes, 58 seconds on the game clock. Brandon McCoy looks to extend the lead to 2, hopefully. Nothing doing in front of the rim. All right, Ian Buford is subbed for Mr. Dortch, Daniel Chase, that is. Chase Dortch. They get the second one, though. Make it a 1-point lead. All right, very quickly, Reigns gets up the court. Amari Walton gets the offensive rebound.
About time.
Doesn't look to be aggressive, though. Just kicks the ball out to the guard. Zion comes through the middle. Great pass. And we have a grab on that's 0. Ribault Wilson. This is a classic sign of one of those things where the referees are kind of letting them play, letting things go. Things get chippy, then now all of a sudden they want to start tightening it up.
No, you try to pull it back.
All right, 2 minutes, 42 seconds on the game clock. Tim Cole up top, goes to Jones, swings it over to Simpson. Yeomans is screaming for the ball, had a mismatch inside.
And Reigns needs something out of this position right here.
Yep, goes back to the big man. He's almost 12 feet from the basket. Looks to be aggressive, but nothing doing. Turns the ball over, but referee gives Reigns coach the timeout. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Reigns has the timeout. Full timeout, that is.
So talk to me about Walton. How impressed are you with him?
That's an unfair question for me.
It was pretty much a setup because I'm sure you feel the same way I feel about him.
Well, here's the deal. Like I said, I coached him. He transferred to Reigns. There was an expectation that I had for him for this season that we were going to lean on him. He was going to have to come through, and I was going to expect a lot from him, and he was going to have to work.
Right.
And I felt like that's the reason why he left First Coast, because he wanted to go to Reigns where he could kind of just be the guy that he is right now. And that wasn't going to happen at First Coast. He was going to have to be a ball player for the Buccaneers if he had stayed at First Coast off Duval Station Road.
And I have to agree with that because if you look at what he's doing right now, in this game situation, you have the body, you have the height, you have the physicality. Use it.
There's numerous times that I would have been the expectation when he would have to ask for the ball, flash to the ball, do some different things that he's not doing now.
Yep. I mean, you get the ball inside the paint, you kick it back out.
Right.
You're a big.
Correct. And we didn't play that.
Yep.
All right. Reigns has that baseline, but don't get anything out the deal. Still scrumming for the ball, blocked by Stafford. An interesting part about that situation there, Reigns actually wins out of that because now they get a brand new shot clock.
Yep.
All right, they look to go to the back door for Yeomans, but stolen by Roger Love. McCoy looks to go to the basket and goes nowhere, turns it over. Got the athlete out on the rim. And it's tipped. Great defense by Chase Dortch to foil that easy layup by Gavin Yeomans. All right, Ian Buford looks to check back in. Takes out Simmons.
Sometimes I get the feeling that coach doesn't know what to do with Buford.
Correct. Because he's one of those guys you're not sure what's going to happen.
Yep.
All right, great play by Roderick Love. Steal the ball. Buford with the athletic layup, but misses. Stafford can't control it. Loses it out of bounds. Goes back to Reigns. All right, subs everywhere.
Just as we said, you don't know what to do with Buford.
Right. he subs them, but leaves them in at the same time.
Yeah,
like I said, it was an athletic play, but we go back to these guys. They're just not finishing.
Right.
All right, so Ribault is in that 3-2 defense once again with McCoy at the top. Reigns has done a great job of having Gavin move around. Oh, he can't stand up there. All right, turnover, Reigns once again. Eric Hayes slips down, and instead of him just passing, he gets back up, which is the violation. All right, Ribault calls for a timeout. Coach Showers wants a full.
And you know what? He called that timeout with a smile on his face because he sees that his team just need to do one or two things brilliantly right here.
I think he's just happy to be where he is right now with the things that's going on with his team. I believe he's close enough that he may even come back with Zion at this point in time. I know I would at a minute 40. I think it works. And also I would attack the big guy if the Reigns coach leaves him out there and see if you can get him out. Although Reigns seems to be a better team when he's not on the court. So I may not even attack, leave him out there. But that's a catch-22 situation because the kid is rebounding. That's one thing he is doing.
Right.
And you hate for that 6'9", 6'10" frame to at some point in time snatch that rebound that you wish you had.
Right. Although when he does rebound, nothing much happens afterwards.
That is so true. But he controls the ball on the rebound.
He does. But on that note, would Coach Showers be more happy with what's not happening with Reigns as opposed to what's not happening or what's happening with his own team?
Definitely, yes.
Because at this point in time, if Reigns was really playing the ball, they should be making Ribault sweat.
Well, they're sweating, that's for sure. I mean, being only up 1 point and can't seem to make a sustained run, that tells you something.
Yep.
Showers was able to get Zion back on the court with 1:40 with 4 fouls. See how long we can last. Hopefully he finishes up the game here. All right, Roger Love gets it over to Brandon McCoy. Brandon McCoy looks to be aggressive once again. And at that point in time, we got a call charge there. Turnover, Ribault. All right, 1 minute, 30 seconds on the clock. Inbounder into Jones. Tim Cole controls. Goes back to Jones. Ribault is still in that 3-2 defense. Arm to the corner for Simpson. Lines up a three and gets it. Those are the ones that hurt.
That's the one that hurts.
Those are the ones that hurt.
That's the last thing Ribault wanted to see.
Yes. All right, ball to Ian Buford over in the corner. Has McCoy at the free throw line, but doesn't look for him. Roderick Love gets it to him, and he shoots the free throw line shot. No good. Reigns has it. They can control. Stolen by Love again. That guy is always in the right place at the right time. All right, ripped up top. We got the foul called. Fourth team foul, not shooting double bonus yet. And I'm not going to sit here and say that was a clean rip because I felt a lot of body there, but this is what frustrates coaches because you say to yourself, why do that? Just play solid defense. Right, you didn't need to foul him there. He didn't even need to steal the ball right there. You're leading.
Situational awareness.
Brand new shot clock, 35 seconds shot clock, 44.7 on the game clock. Every foul from now on is double bonus.
So we're in for an exciting end, but not quite the way we had envisioned it.
All right, here we go. Inbound, Mr. Wilson. Zion Hall has the ball at the top. 33 seconds on the shot clock. 41 on the game clock. Mr. Love looks to be aggressive. Doesn't have anything. Kicks it all over to Wilson. Wilson doesn't have anything in the air. Zion Hall. McCoy for three. Nothing doing. Stolen by Buford. And we got a jump ball situation. Ball stays with Ribault. 25 seconds on the game clock. Timeout. Ribault. All right, 13 seconds on the shot clock, 25.1 on the game clock. Ribault timeout. Coach Showers looks to talk this team, maybe draw something up, because they definitely look out of kilter right now.
They do.
Matter of fact, the whole second half, both third and fourth quarter.
Yep. You know, how often have we seen that? Team comes out, first quarter looking very good, taking control. Second quarter, thereabouts. Third quarter, disappear.
Right, and we talked about that. Reigns was able to stay close enough, and they was able to hit that one shot that needed to be made at the right time.
At the right time. Because, again, to be fair, we can't say that Reigns has really done a whole lot to even be deserving of a 2-point lead at this point of the game.
Most definitely, definitely. And we continue to talk about player of the games and things of that nature. So what I'm looking at for Reigns is I still have to give it to Gavin Yeomans. I think he really has put his team on his back and held it together almost the whole game.
Indeed. I mean, like his namesake, but then the team hasn't rallied around him.
Right.
And that is a problem.
Right. And then when you look at Ribault's team, you have to kind of toss it up and say it's about 2 or 3 guys that you want to look at.
Yeah.
I thought McCoy has been very aggressive offensively, but still making a lot of mistakes, where Roderick Love has been there defensively, getting a boatload of steals and keeping his team close.
And Wilson has been in there. Hall has been in there. But again, the complete game, none of them have really come up with a complete game.
Right. And this is the time for that key three-pointer or that nice hard dive to the basket with layup.
Indeed.
All right, shot clock is off, so we're just going with the 25.1 seconds on the game clock. Ball stolen by Reigns, tipped, and foul by Roger Love. Josiah Jones goes to the free throw line, shooting 2. Looking to extend this lead, 2-point lead. Let's take that back. It's Tim Cole at the free throw line.
It's at this point of the game where any point scored right here is going to be huge.
Yes. And this is where the 5 fouls come into play as well. Got the roll. Used every part of the rim there for that one, but he got it. 3-point lead, Reigns.
Gravity favors.
All right, 22.3 seconds on the game clock. All right, Coach Shower subs out Wilson for Simmons. Lines up the second one. That one looks a lot better. Makes it 4-point lead. Wilson comes down, gets the ball to Buford. Lines up a 3, throws it up quickly. Nothing there. Now Love for 3. Still no shot. 11 seconds on the game clock. Ball stays with Ribault. 10.2. 10.2.
So we did say it was going to be a frantic finish.
Ball comes in bounds.
Indeed
Zion
it
Wilson throws up. Shot. Nothing going. We have a foul on the other side. I want to say that might be Amari Walton's 5th. Nope, it's number 4. Tim Cole on the foul. All right, big free throws here. Big free throws. 5 seconds on the game clock. Zion Hall to the free throw line, shooting 2.
And here we are again. It's one of them times when you ask yourself, why? Pressure.
Zion Hall misses the first.
Pressure.
We talked about free throws earlier. You win and lose ball games at the free throw line.
Yes, sir. And at this point in time, you go right back to the top of the game. Every shot missed.
Zion shoots the second and bounces off the back of the rim. Buford gets the ball and is fouled, shooting 3 by Mr. Simpson from Reigns.
And Coach Jones throws the hand in desperation.
Absolutely.
Why?
Once again, not a smart play.
Why?
You're up by 4 points. A 3-pointer does not hurt you. All right, Ian Buford goes to the free throw line, shooting 3. 2.1 seconds on the game clock.
How does he handle the pressure?
And he gets a roll on the first one. Timeout, Reigns.
So, despite Ribault being at the free throw line, at this point, we still have to say advantage the Vikings.
Oh, definitely advantage Vikings. I mean, the math, like I say, the math be mathing.
Yep.
They can get 3 free throws here, but Reigns are still winning.
Still winning.
And as a coach, I would tell my guys, I say, listen, if they make all 3, get the ball out real quick and just throw it to the other end of the court, and I'll have somebody down here waiting for it.
Right.
All right, 2 shots left for Ian Buford.
As a reminder, if we leave this basketball game, do not go on to the basketball court. Please remain on the basketball court.
No good for number 2.
So now for the box out. That's all Reigns needs right here.
Talked about free throws. All right, gets the third. Timeout, Ribault.
And like you said, Coach Charles, he's not going to leave any of them.
Oh, no, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's a good timeout. It's a good timeout. Get something in place. Set up your defense. Because you may have to foul. You know, you want to try to get that steal, but you may have to foul.
Right.
And like I said, if I'm Reigns, I'm just telling him, man, throw the ball all the way to the other end of the court. And I have 2 guys down there for it. You know, you got the big guy, 6'10", you know.
And you're saying you would trust him? You're saying you would trust the big guy on this field?
Oh, I would trust him just to touch it. Because all I didn't even do is touch it. I mean, he ain't got to catch it.
Yep.
But I would have a secondary person down there with him. He won't be there by himself.
Yep. You're going to need that.
Right, and that's actually a great look right here. Everybody at half court. Stolen, but you don't have any timeouts. They don't have any timeouts. That could be a problem. All right, they're going to go to the book and check. All right, we got 0.3 seconds on the game clock.
The Reigns, the Vikings with a 2-point lead.
All right, so they're going to give Ribault the timeout. So he did have some, and they're just trying to figure out where they're going to inbound the ball at. Gave him more time as well. 0.6 on the game clock.
And the Reigns players, they're already smiling. Some of them even celebrating.
I tell you what, I coached in one of these, and matter of fact, the young man who made the shot is actually standing right next to me. At Reigns, we drew up a play just like this, down 2 points. He came on a curl from the corner and threw up the shot and went off the glass for 3.
Wow.
And we won at the buzzer.
Wow.
Larry Owensby, he's actually standing right next to me.
Well, all right, let's see if that lightning will strike inside here tonight.
As a reminder, at the conclusion of this basketball game, please remain away from the basketball court. At the conclusion of this basketball game, please remain.
All right. Coaches definitely brought out the perfect game plan. Put the 6'10", 6'9" guy in front of the ball. Cover all of his vision. Coach Showers is trying to get the ball underneath, but the referees had already talked about this here. They had already come conference and said ball was going to be on the side.
So let's see if the big guy is going to be effective right here.
Right here's got the ball in bounce. No good.
And Reigns have it.
Reigns will take on Jackson tomorrow for the championship.
And I mean, this is a game where Coach Showers and the Ribault faithful, they have to be very disappointed with this result.
Oh, Ribault definitely have to be disappointed because they did not play up to their caliber of basketball.
Exactly. Yep.
But we talked about this before. Without them having a big man, they have really struggled when it comes down to certain situations. And what's happening now is they're not able to withstand scoring droughts. They're not able to push forward and get on these runs. And then they get caught up in situations where they're just not finishing at the basket as well as the free throws we saw in the clutch.
Right. And I mean, I'm disappointed in this Ribault team because, again, coming off of that game that they played against Jackson, they were an efficient team in that game. Lost the game, but they played a good game. I have not seen them since, and I've seen about probably 4 games afterwards. I have not seen them put together that sort of a game
So I'm with you because I'm kind of baffled and confused because I think it goes back to something we said that coach is still trying to figure out how to use Ian Buford.
Right.
And I'm looking at that and you wonder, is that throwing some things off with the team or kind of what's going on? And then you just get caught up with you hate to say it as a coach, but all these little short guys running around, yes, they're very energetic. They're definitely moving forward. They're antagonizing. They're messing with the other team players, but they become a liability because they're not able to rebound with athletic tall guys.
Right, and of course the production, because like tonight, they had possessions. The production was just not there. I mean, we had a period in the third quarter where it was just empty baskets, empty possessions on both sides, just trading empty possessions.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, I told you when they started slowing the ball down, I felt like it was taking momentum from themselves. And I believe at that point in time, that's when it became a problem.
Yeah, indeed. Well, all right, that's it for today's coverage. Hey, tomorrow, Andrew Jackson versus Reigns. Now, a question to you. Who do you think Andrew Jackson would have preferred to face tomorrow?
You know what? As far as Jackson's concerned, they really don't care. You know what I mean? They faced Ribault already, and it went down to the wire on that one, so they can say, hey, let's get that rematch there. But they just want to play whoever. It doesn't matter. And this right here is one of those customary things where they want to continue to stay up there on the throne for the NorthWest Classic and say they're the best team on the north side. But, it runs into the same problem when I was coaching at First Coast, where I wouldn't schedule Reigns, Ribault, and Jackson but one time during the regular season because you still saw them at the NorthWest Classic. You possibly saw them again at Gateway. So you can mess around and play a team 4, maybe even 5 times during the season. And that's just something that I just never really wanted to do.
Right.
So I would not play him, would schedule him because I knew I would see him throughout the season.
Right. Well, whichever way, Reigns will have their hands full of Jackson tomorrow. Hopefully, Reigns will come with a better game plan than they did this evening.
And I tell you what, I hope First Coast comes out and play a lot better, but I do feel like Ribault's going to show up tomorrow, and they're going to come for a vengeance.
Just like they did at Battle of the Islands last week. They showed up for the third place game.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah, but not what you're looking for. But anyway, I want to say thanks to you folks for having joined us. Join us again tomorrow as First Coast, they play Ribault, and of course, Andrew Jackson take on Reigns in the championship match. I want to say thanks to First Baptist Church of Orange Park for sponsoring us. Thanks to all of you for watching. Remember, subscribe, like, share, and comment. On behalf of Latroy Strong, this is Courtney Wallace saying goodbye and good night.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thank you.
Well, we're here, and hey, let's bring him in. Let's bring him in. He's already here.
You can go it on.
Why you left First Coast?
All right, so we have Coach Byron Shemwell, and of course, his team won this evening, and they won handsomely, knocking off First Coast. Well, now, Coach, now you have Reigns tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tell us about what you're looking forward to.
Looking forward to us concentrate on us, making sure we're being who we are, making sure we come out here playing our style of play. The crowd it should be a nice crowd. It should be a fun game. It's a fun game for us. Reigns another one of them teams we ain't got to play yet, so it's always fun to get to play somebody new.
Based on what you saw, because you watched the game, based on what you saw.
So, Coach Samuel, definitely, I saw you guys starting to hit their stride. So, what do you think is causing that to happen right now?
Just reps, man. We getting it in day by day, 1%, each day. We come in and go to work. We're making sure we're working on the things that we're not good at, and we're making sure we strengthen up the things that we are good at. So it's just every day coming to work.
What I saw today also was a breath of fresh air. My guy Mosley, I saw him become a little more aggressive. Have you been saying anything to him? Because I kind of been watching him defer a little bit, and I want to see him go out there and get it done.
No, most definitely. I told him, what the people been saying about him not looking like he did last year, him not playing as hard as he did. And when I told him to, but he took it personal, and he said it'll never happen again. So, just night in, night out, I'm just looking forward to him coming out here and being who he is.
Tell me a little bit about Donald Hackworth. I just get amazed every time I see the big guy on the court. Tell me a little bit about him, Coach. Tell me what you like about him.
He's a good kid. First and foremost, good kid. Lacey he's just one of them kids that you love to have on your team. You know what I mean? You can challenge him. He'll stand up to it. He don't never take anything personal. Just a good kid to coach, man. The 3 balls always good. As you see, he's been working on his interior game a little bit, getting more physical. So it's always good to see him show more skill than he had before.
So I tell you what, I definitely can see him playing at the next level. What does he need to make that turn for the next level of basketball?
Well, I always tell him his motor. He got to always have his motor turned on, night in and night out. And as far as defending hard, running your lanes hard, rebounding real hard, he just got to keep that motor. And I think if he keep that motor, sky's the limit for him.
Last question. So on your team, who do you think is that unsung hero, that guy that just, he's kind of the glue that kind of holds it together, but he doesn't ask for a lot?
Oh, man, that's a hard question.
But you got a lot of them.
That's why I'm going to say it's quite a few of them.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to just single one out. It's a few of them.
I tell you what, I've been definitely privileged to cover you guys, man, and I can see you all going deep in the playoffs, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for you, though.
Man, we appreciate y'all, every night coming out. Looking forward to y'all being here tomorrow. I always go back and listen to the commentary to see what I can tighten up on when I come sit down with you. So it's been good.
Yes, sir, Coach, but I appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow. Good luck.
Appreciate you all. And by the way, I like Jackson tomorrow.
All right.
Good job, Coach. Appreciate you.